Turns out, gaining superpowers was this simple. All it took was shouting at the sky, "Axe come!" and a blood-red battle axe would descend from above. The once frail boy only had to grip the weapon, and his entire body surged with power like a war god reborn. This was an era of eerie invasions. Across the world, mysterious rifts kept appearing. Each one swarmed with monsters, danger at every corner. Yet inside also lay countless treasures. The boy's name was Luo Tian, an archer. He wasn't a superpowered awakener, but he was a skilled guide in these rifts. Beside him stood Wang Yu, his employer for this expedition. Their mission was to find the Wind Spirit Pearl and deliver it to Miss Ming. Rumor had it she was so stunning that anyone who laid eyes on her would fall hopelessly in love. As they pressed on, the team suddenly spotted something strange. The ground ahead was littered with human corpses. At the very front, a terrifying beast crouched over the bodies, feasting. A mutated monster, Ghost Head Panther. Their movement instantly caught its attention. "Careful! That thing's a peak tier 1 beast," someone shouted. In the blink of an eye, the panther vanished, its speed too fast to follow. Only then did they realize it had already evolved to tier 2. Without warning, the beast lunged and locked onto one of the members. In a flash, that unlucky soul was bitten to death. Luo Tian became its next target. At the critical moment, the rich young master stepped in front of him. With a roar, he unleashed his ability, Ape Demon Strength, and tanked the panther's claw with sheer flesh and bone. Seizing the chance, Luo Tian drew his bow. He aimed straight for the creature's eye and loosed the arrow. A shriek tore through the air. Its eye was blinded. The ghost-head panther went berserk, charging at them in a frenzy. Just then, the team spearmen rushed forward, barely blocking the strike. But in the next instant, the beast's jaws began to glow with an ominous light. "No, it's about to unleash a sonic attack," someone cried. But it was already too late. A devastating sound wave exploded outward. Moments later, only Luo Tian was left standing. The rest of the team lay unconscious on the ground. Now he stood alone, no match for the monster. "Damn beast, looks like I'll have to use that." Just as the ghost-head panther's claw was about to strike Luo Tian, Luo Tian yelled up at the sky, "Axe come!" A jagged black lightning streaked across the heavens. A massive blood-red battle axe plummeted down. It slammed into the ground, shattering earth and stone. Luo Tian snatched for the blood-red axe. In the next instant, his muscles bulged, power flooding through him. He hoisted the axe and charged the ghost-head panther. Leaping high, he brought the axe down with a crushing blow. The tier 2 ghost-head panther was cleaved clean in two. Immediately after, he opened a pocket dimension and stowed the blood-red axe away. A heartbeat later, his body reverted to an ordinary man. Luo Tian thought to himself, "The power is intoxicating. Too bad the axe carries a killing aura. If he stayed transformed too long, he'd become nothing but a slaughtering machine." He looked down at his badly wounded employer. Quickly, he pulled a mid-tier healing vial from their pack. He forced the vial into the employer's mouth. At that moment, a figure dropped down from the cliff above. It was Inspector Jiang Biao of Blackrock City. "Luo Tian, so it's you," Jiang Biao called out. The shout sent cold sweat down Luo Tian's back. He hurriedly replied, "Inspector, what do you mean by that?" Jiang Biao said lightly, "Relax. I just sensed a surge of savage energy. Did that mysterious blood axe giant show up again?" Luo Tian hurried to explain. "Someone mysterious appeared, killed the beast, then vanished." Jiang Biao sneered, "Cut the act. Hand over the axe. I can confirm this time. The blood axe giant is you." He fixed Luo Tian with a hard look. "You're the son of the former patrol captain, Luo Feng's boy. In this world, monsters often spill out from rifts, and every time they do, disaster follows. So each city has a patrol guard made up of awakened individuals to sweep and defend the streets. Luo Tian's father, Luo Feng, once served as Blackrock City's patrol chief. 3 years ago, however, he disappeared during a patrol. The only thing his father left Luo Tian before vanishing was this very battle axe. He'd warned Luo Tian never to tell a soul about it. Zhang Biao, barely hiding his astonishment, muttered, "I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it." Luo Feng actually left such a treasure to his son. Then he laughed greedily. "Huh, now that treasure will be mine." He pressed in. "Tell me where you hid the axe, or die." Luo Tian felt a chill run through him and murmured, "I really don't want this." Zhang Biao's smile went cold. "If you insist on hiding it, so be it." With a spring of his feet, Luo Tian leaped straight onto Zhang Biao's head. He raised the axe and brought it down with brutal force. The impact sent Zhang Biao flying into the cliff wall behind him. Zhang Biao staggered up and sneered. "So that's the blood-red axe. No wonder a common man can hit with such force. Now that you've exposed your secret, you won't be leaving alive." He planted his feet, and his arm began to change. Awakening, second stage, iron frame. "Kid, you really think that'll beat me?" he roared. Luo Tian swung the axe again, but Zhang Biao met him blow for blow with his fists. Zhang Biao laughed. "Not bad. Let's see how far you can go." Blow after blow from Luo Tian was taken on Zhang Biao's fists. No matter which angle Luo Tian struck from, he couldn't break through that defense. In the end, he poured every ounce of strength into a single strike that sent Zhang Biao crashing away. But a strange sensation crawled through his body. The killing aura within the blood-red axe was devouring him. If he stayed transformed any longer, he would lose himself, becoming nothing but a mindless slaughterer. Zhang Biao jeered. "You punk, looks like you're done for. My iron frame has yet to be broken." Cornered, Luo Tian reached for his last option, a small blue vial. He swallowed it in one gulp. An ice-cold chill crawled through him. Frost began to creep across the ground. A teammate shouted, "Are you insane? That's the frost vial. Drink it and your soul will be frozen solid." With his body nearly immobilized, Luo Tian gritted his teeth and grabbed the blood-red axe. The frost shattered. Power surged back into him. He unleashed his skill, Ultimate Bloodblade Slash. A streak of bloodlight sliced forward, racing toward Zhang Biao. Light exploded into the sky and a thunderous roar echoed through the canyon. When the dust settled, Luo Tian had already stowed the axe in a pocket dimension. Half of Zhang Biao's body had been torn apart by that strike. He stared in disbelief, defeated by someone he'd considered ordinary. As Luo Tian closed in, Zhang Biao panicked and begged, "Please don't kill me. Our captain's hunting the axe down right now. You won't beat him. Spare me, and I'll help you." Luo Tian ignored the pleading and advanced before another word could be said. Luo Tian drove his blade into Zhang Biao's heart and said coldly, "You sure talk a lot. So even Ross, a Tier 2 high-level awakener, wants my axe. This is trouble." Ever since the eerie invasion of Blue Star, humanity's elites began awakening powers. After the first awakening, strength was split into 4 stages: basic, mid, high, and peak. And by awakenings themselves, first awakening, second awakening, third, and so on. But Luo Tian never awakened any power. Every ounce of his strength came from the blood-red battle axe. Bound by a mortal's body, he could only wield strength on par with a Tier 2 beginner awakener. He had tried many times to awaken with enhancer serums, yet the axe always shattered them. Deep down, he felt the axe rejecting those low-grade serums. That was why he became a guide, to rely on other awakeners while seeking higher-grade power stones inside the rifts. Now, his identity couldn't be hidden much longer. Before Ross found him, he had to awaken. After confirming the rest of the team was safe, Luo Tian slipped away alone, aiming to track down the wind spirit pearl. The scene shifted. He entered a cave to rest. Though the frost within him clashed against the axe's killing aura and canceled out, traces of cold lingered. He needed one night's rest to purge it. Just then, a massive spider crawled out from the depths. It lunged straight at him, only for an arrow to whistle through the dark, pinning it to the wall. And so, Luo Tian spent the night in the cave. By dawn, fully recovered, he set out once more for the Wind Spirit Pearl. Behind him, the cave floor was littered with monster corpses. His journey led him into the dark mist forest. The place swarmed with peak Tier 1 shadow mantises. Damn it, if I weren't in a rush, I'd take the long way, but no choice now. He lit a bundle of reeds and tossed it ahead. Soon, thick black smoke spread, driving the mantises away. Luo Tian seized the moment and darted through. Before long, he reached the forest core. There, a hellflower, Tier 2 beginner level, stood in full bloom. Luo Tian's eyes lit up. Just like the intel said, "I've found it." Behind the hellflower lay a cavern, said to be a shortcut to Wind Thundercliff. This shortcut, I remember hearing my father mention it when I was a child, Luo Tian thought. The problem now was how to deal with the hellflower blocking the way. Just then, a peak Tier 1 tusk beast came charging in. But the moment it neared the hellflower, it froze in terror. From behind it, a swarm of shadow mantises appeared. The beast had been herded here by the mantises. The hellflower's tendrils shot out and snared the tusk beast. In a blink, it was shoved into the dazzling blossom. Moments later, it was completely devoured. Luo Tian's eyes widened. Unbelievable. The shadow mantises are actually helping the hellflower hunt. He muttered, "This just got worse. I'll have to wait for the right moment." Night soon fell, and both the hellflower and the mantises slipped into slumber. Luo Tian seized the chance, leaping down from the tree. His plan was to dash straight through, but his movement stirred the mantises awake. Luo Tian instantly drew his bow. One arrow pierced the first attacker clean through. The noise roused the rest of the creatures around him. Luo Tian grit his teeth and shouted, "Looks like there's no way around it. Then let's fight." With a roar, he summoned the blood-red battle axe from the void, transforming in an instant. His feet slammed into the ground. In the next second, he surged forward and cleaved an oncoming mantis apart. Then he grabbed another by the head. With all his might, he hurled it toward the hellflower. The hellflower went berserk, countless vines bursting from the earth, lashing at him. Luo Tian hacked through the monsters with each swing. At the same time, he forced his way toward the cavern. He roared, "Out of my way!" He unleashed his skill, Invincible Tornado, and blasted every creature back. Now only a few meters separated him from the cavern. Yet the monsters behind refused to relent, chasing him down with murderous intent. Luo Tian twisted around, bracing the axe before him, using the whip of the vines to hurl himself straight into the cavern. Inside, he quickly sealed the axe away, shrinking back into his frail form. "Before those monsters chase me in, I need to move fast." He sprinted forward, soon reaching the cavern's exit. So this is the legendary Wind Thundercliff? The entire sky was packed with raging lightning, every breath searing with crackling current. Suddenly, a slash of steel came screaming toward him. Luo Tian instantly summoned the blood-red battle axe to block. He barked, "Who's there? Show yourself." Out of the storm stepped Captain Ross of the patrol, sneering. "As I thought, the blood-red axe is in your hands. I've been waiting here half the day." Luo Tian's face darkened. "Didn't expect you to find me this quickly." Ross said coldly, "Hand it over. For your father's sake, I might let you live." Luo Tian shot back, "If you want the axe, come take it yourself." Ross lunged forward without hesitation. With a single blow, Luo Tian was blasted off his feet. Gritting his teeth, Luo Tian groaned, "Damn it, I can't stop him at all." Ross smirked. "That axe really is impressive, enough to give a mortal the strength of a Tier 2 beginner." Then he roared, "Ability, Scorching Flame." His blade ignited, wrapped in blazing fire. Skill, Flame Slash. A torrent of fire roared forth, sweeping straight at Luo Tian. The impact detonated with a deafening explosion. When the smoke cleared, Luo Tian stepped out of the flames, his body still seared by fire. He yanked out 2 frost vials, downing them in one go, his power spiking in an instant. Ross's eyes went wide in disbelief. Impossible! That power's already at Tier 2 high level. Yet as power surged through him, Luo Tian's body was already pushed beyond its limits. He had to finish Ross before his body collapsed. But no matter how he attacked, Ross slipped aside with ease. My turn. Skill flame triple slash. Ross bellowed. 3 blazing arcs tore through the air. With no choice, Luo Tian hurled himself off the cliff. Ross froze. Stunned, he would choose suicide. He rushed to the edge and looked down. The abyss below stretched endless into darkness. Just then, an arrow shot out, burying itself in the cliffside rock. Luo Tian swung with the rope and vaulted upward. He landed perfectly on the trunk of a withered tree. Without pause, he downed a healing potion, rapidly knitting his wounds. But his body, overdrawn, could no longer sustain the blood axe transformation. At that moment, a figure drifted over Wind Thunder Cliff. A long-haired woman hovered in the air, halting as her eyes fixed on Ross below. She was none other than Miss Ming, the one Wang you dreamed of chasing. She too had come for the Wind Spirit Pearl. Her flight was possible thanks to her wind ability, granting her brief levitation. As Luo Tian weighed his next move, a flash on the distant cliff wall caught his eye. Could it be treasure? Excitement stirred. He drew his bow, fastening a rope. Swinging across, he propelled himself to the other side. Landing on the opposite cliff, he found. The glow came from a cavern. Inside, a crystal pulsed with light. Incredible! It's a thunderstone. He was just about to harvest more when a bolt of lightning slammed down. Luo Tian rolled back, barely escaping. In an instant, the thunderstone was reduced to rubble. From a stone wall, a Tier 1 peak thunder lizard crawled out. The moment it spotted him, it lunged. Luo Tian quickly raised his bow, loosing 3 arrows at its head. But the arrows barely scratched the thunder lizard's crackling arc shield. As the beast lunged with jaws wide, Luo Tian bent back, sliding beneath it in a desperate dodge. He thought grimly, "Damn it, without transforming, my strength and speed can't match this thing. If I don't find a way, I'm finished." Suddenly, the thunder lizard leapt high, exposing its belly. Now, Luo Tian's eyes lit up. The weak points lay at the joints where its limbs met the torso. Even with the arc defense, a direct hit would cripple it. He drew and loosed, arrows piercing into the beast's joints. The thunder lizard howled as both forelimbs were skewered. Lightning burst chaotically from its body, lashing the cavern. "I have to finish it now, while it can't move," Luo Tian growled. Then he spotted a massive boulder above the beast. Dodging the wild arcs, he fired at the stone. 3 arrows struck in unison. The boulder cracked apart and came crashing down, smashing the thunder lizard into pulp. Luo Tian rushed in without hesitation, driving his sword through its skull. "Finally, it's done." He exhaled. "Without the terrain, I'd be the one lying dead." His gaze swept over the thunderstone-filled cavern, curiosity burning stronger. He pressed deeper, weaving past stray bolts of lightning. Soon, a dazzling light glimmered ahead. As he stepped closer, he found himself in a vast chamber. Overhead, a wind tunnel opened to the outside world. Below, raw energy churned. Floating in the air was the wind spirit pearl itself. But a raging storm wrapped around it, far beyond what he could seize in his current state. And beneath the pearl, lightning surged violently. Luo Tian's eyes gleamed with excitement. That's the thunder pool. So this was the truth. Wind Thunder Cliff's endless storms of wind and lightning all stem from the wind spirit pearl and the thunder pool. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the cavern, the pearl absorbed the light, and a strand of violet aura bloomed. In that instant, a flood dragon burst from the thunder pool, jaws wide as it swallowed the pearl whole. So that's it. It uses the pearl to absorb the dawn's first breath of aura. Moments later, the dragon spat the pearl back out, sinking once more beneath the churning pool. It was clear now. The pearl itself had been birthed by this very dragon. Judging from its aura, it was a newly born Tier 3 beast. Good thing he hadn't made a reckless move. For now, All he could do was wait for the storm to weaken and let the other ability users challenge the beast. Outside, more and more awakened fighters gathered at the cliff. Miss Ming soon arrived as well. She declared, "Everyone, such phenomena only mean treasures lie within. I only seek the wind spirit pearl, grant me that much." Ross stepped forward with a mocking smile. "Miss Ming, your background may be impressive, but the wind spirit pearl is a treasure everyone desires. Let's see who can claim it." His words drew immediate cheers of agreement. Miss Ming's face darkened at the betrayal. "Very well, Captain Ross. I'll remember this. I hope you stay that bold." With that, she plunged straight into the raging storm. The other ability users, riled up, shouted after her, "The treasure is mine," as they charged in. But the moment they entered, horror struck. The mountain's core teemed with thunder lizards. Seeing the danger, Ross shouted, "Form up, work together, or we're finished." The proposal was quickly accepted by the crowd. Yet Miss Ming coldly refused. "I won't sully myself fighting alongside petty men like you." With those words, Miss Ming dashed alone into the horde. Her movements were lightning fast, weaving past every strike. In the blink of an eye, beasts fell in waves beneath her blade. The other ability users, unwilling to be outdone, charged in as well. Everyone knew the treasure lay ahead. Waiting meant losing it. At some point, the rich heir Wang Yu and Captain Gao Yuan forced their way inside too. But Wang Yu's strength was pitiful, if not for Gao Yuan shielding him with his life. He would have been struck dead by lightning already. Guilt twisted Wang Yu's face. "I didn't expect such powerful beasts right at the start. Captain Gao, this is all my fault." Then, for thunder lizards lunged at them at once. At the critical moment, Miss Ming swept in, cutting them down in an instant. She snapped, "Wang Yu, what are you doing here?" Wang Yu stammered, "Miss Ming, I came to help you seize the wind spirit pearl." But she turned coldly away before he could finish. "Go back. This place isn't for you." With the ability users unleashing their full power, the thunder lizards were soon slaughtered to the last. Just as the crowd began to relax, several blazing thunderballs rained from the sky. They exploded amidst the fighters, blasting chaos through the ranks. When the smoke cleared, a colossal thunder lizard king loomed before them. "Tier 2 peak thunder lizard king. We have to fight together," someone shouted. But Miss Ming refused yet again. Wind wrapped around her as she soared to the beast's side, channeling every ounce of wind energy into her sword. She roared, "Skill, wind blade, instant kill." A single slash cleaved the beast straight down the middle. Gasps erupted as everyone witnessed the impossible. A monster king felled in one blow. Ross narrowed his eyes, dread sinking in. This power had already reached Tier 3. The coming struggle for the treasures would be brutal. With the Beast King slain, the crowd surged toward the summit. In no time, they reached the mountain's peak. Fighters crowded at the cavern mouth, craning to see what lay below. Down beneath them, Luo Tian had been waiting for some time, whispering to himself, "Finally, you've come." To avoid being discovered, he sealed the small tunnel behind him with stones and hid inside, watching the scene unfold. Soon, Miss Ming descended first. Her eyes instantly locked onto the wind spirit pearl hovering in the center. Yet her instincts flared. Something was wrong. She quickly withdrew a few steps. This pearl isn't right. Normally it would be hidden in a storm, never just floating out in the open like this. Still, greed overtook some, and they rushed forward to snatch it. In that instant, lightning burst from the pool, striking one ability user above and charring him to ash. More bolts followed, cutting down several others in a blink. Someone barked, "There's a powerful beast beneath this pool. We'll have to work together to stand a chance." Until that monster is dealt with, anyone who reaches for the pearl dies. To everyone's surprise, Miss Ming agreed this time. The fighters gathered at the pool's edge to strategize. After heated debate, they decided to send in a sacrificial pawn to reach for the pearl. As long as they blocked the strikes together, the beast would surely reveal itself. Under Ross's threat, the unlucky pawn was forced to climb the cliff wall. Just as he was about to touch the wind spirit pearl, lightning erupted once more from the thunderpool. The fighters unleashed their ultimate skills, barely holding back the barrage. Believing he was seconds from success, the pawn froze as a massive shape emerged behind him. The creature devoured him and the pearl in one bite. Gasps erupted. It was a flood dragon. Its roar cracked the air, and a storm of lightning rained down, shattering the temporary alliance instantly. Damn it, that beast is already tier 3. If we want the treasure, we have to kill it first, someone shouted. The dragon wheeled and dove for the pool. Ross hurled out his hand to block it. A torrent of fire exploded across the water's surface, stopping the dragon's retreat. But the act only enraged it further. With a violent twist, the dragon's massive tail whipped toward Ross. The strike hurled him into the cliff wall with bone-crushing force. Old Mo bellowed, "Save him! If we let this thing pick us off one by one, we're finished." The fighters unleashed their powers, hammering the dragon's tail. Old Mo charged in, slamming the tail aside, and dragged Ross free. At that moment, the strongest of them all, Miss Ming, finally moved. She declared coldly, "The wind spirit pearl is in that dragon's belly. I'll slay it and take the prize. Who dares fight at my side?" No one spoke. All eyes were locked on the clash ahead. In the next instant, the flood dragon unleashed a surge of lightning toward Miss Ming. She swung her blade, summoning the wind skill wind blade, Void Break. The attacks collided midair with a deafening boom, blasting her backward. She jammed her sword into the ground just in time, bleeding off the force. Ross stared in disbelief. She blocked it? That monster's lightning. She actually blocked it? A burly fighter shouted, "That beast isn't invincible. Count me in, Miss Ming. We've come this far. We're not leaving empty-handed." Miss Ming drew out a shimmering artifact. "This Thunder Dragon has reached Tier 3, mid-stage. Alone, I can't match it. This is a Tier 3 relic, the Vajra net. Everyone, cast a net together. Trap it, and I'll strike the killing blow." At her command, the golden net burst forth, spreading wide over the dragon. The dragon roared and turned to flee, sensing danger. Miss Ming took flight in pursuit, shouting, "Try to run now? Dream on." But suddenly, she hesitated, as if sensing something nearby. Deep within a crack in the rocks, Luo Tian held his breath. "No, don't tell me she's noticed me." Meanwhile, Miss Ming caught up with the dragon and slashed fiercely. The beast retaliated, spitting out a massive sphere of lightning. Calm and composed, Miss Ming pulled out a wind crystal. She crushed it. Energy surged around her body like a cyclone. "Skill Stormfall," she roared. A colossal beam of light tore through the air, shattering the dragon's thunderball. The surge continued, slamming into the dragon's chest. The beam pierced straight through its neck. Blood exploded in midair as the wounded dragon screamed in agony. Everyone seized the chance to finish the wounded beast, pulling the Vajra net tight around the dragon. "Don't let up. Don't give a chance to escape," someone shouted. Miss Ming leapt high, landing on the dragon's back. She raised her sword, ready for the killing blow. Skill, Wind Blade, God Piercer. Her blade shot forward like lightning. In that life-or-death instant, the dragon roared and tore the net apart, unleashing its core thunder source to counter the strike. A deafening blast followed. The impact was like a nuclear explosion. The shockwave hurled everyone into the cliff walls, their fate uncertain. The flood dragon collapsed into the thunder pool, barely breathing. It had burned through its very life force. Miss Ming fared little better. Blood spilled from her lips as she fell to one knee. Then, with a final effort, the dragon opened its glowing eyes. In its dying breath, it spat out the wind spirit pearl, refusing to let such a treasure fall to humans. Miss Ming reached for it desperately, but Ross lunged in front of her. "Don't blame me, Miss Ming. A treasure like this belongs to me." Fury flashed in her eyes. "Ross, you're courting death." As Ross reached for the pearl, she unleashed Windblade. Instant kill, one clean strike, and Ross was gone. The attack drained the last of her strength. She spat blood, her life force collapsing. She could no longer hold herself aloft and began to fall. From the shadows, Luo Tian burst forth, transforming instantly and reaching for the pearl. His hand closed around it. The wind spirit pearl was his. He drove the blood axe into the cliff to stop his fall. I've got it, he thought grimly, but now I'm the target of everyone. Without hesitation, he sprinted toward the exit. Such carnage, he muttered. If I hadn't found that hidden tunnel, I'd be dead like the rest. A system alert echoed in his mind, transformation time expiring. Luo Tian dashed into a dense forest, panting. Here, I should be safe. For now. So this is the wind spirit pearl. What an incredible treasure. If I use it as an awakening stone, I'm sure I can finally awaken my ability. But not yet. I need somewhere absolutely safe and hidden before I start the ritual. The secret of my blood axe transformation was known only to Ross, and he'd been slain by Miss Ming. Meaning, as long as I don't transform, no one will ever know I took the pearl. Just then, Miss Ming appeared before me out of nowhere, nearly making my heart stop. Before I could react, she coughed up another mouthful of blood. She leaned weakly on her sword, collapsing to one knee. Don't misunderstand, she gasped. I'm not here to steal your pearl. I want to make a deal. Take this. It's the demon core from the thunder dragon I killed. Its value far surpasses that of the wind spirit pearl. You have no aura of awakened power. You plan to awaken with the pearl, right? Trust me. The demon core works far better. I stared at the glowing orb in her hand, unsure what to think. Then the blood axe growled in my mind. Consume it. Now, my heart leapt. So she's telling the truth. Even the axe desires it. How did you find me? I asked. My ability, it's wind-based, she murmured weakly. As long as I'm close enough, I can sense the pearl's location. Relieved, I nodded, so it wasn't my secret that had been exposed. I agreed to the trade. Miss Ming gave a faint smile. Thank you. The wind spirit pearl, it means so much to me. As we exchanged items, she looked at the pearl and finally let out a sigh of relief. The next second, her body went limp, collapsing onto the ground. Hey, are you okay? I shouted, rushing to her side. I checked her pulse, completely unconscious. Unbelievable. Even someone like her can fall. She must have been more wounded than I thought. Better to avoid trouble, I thought. Time to leave while I can. But as I turned to go, I couldn't ignore the wounded girl lying there. Ah, damn it. I sighed, lifting her onto my back. Guess you're lucky. I can't just leave a beauty to die out here. Before long, I found a small cave and set up camp. A while later, Miss Ming slowly opened her eyes. She looked at me in confusion, trying to sit up. Why did you save me? She asked weakly. You could have taken the wind spirit pearl and every treasure I carry. I grinned. I'm no saint, but I'm not the type to rob someone half dead. Let's just say I've got a soft spot for good deeds. She managed a faint smile. My name is Ming Lan. Nice to meet you. I extended my hand. Luo Tian. Nice to meet the prettiest survivor I've ever found. I know a secret ritual, she said softly. It can fully awaken the Thunder Dragon's demon core. Once I recover, I'll help you. With that core's quality, you might awaken a king rank ability. I froze. That was beyond anything I expected. Saving her was turning out to be the best decision of my life. As we roasted some meat, she asked, You know there are ranks for abilities, right? Sure, I replied. Lower, middle, upper, and king rank abilities. Correct, she nodded. But there's another, god rank. Only legends mention it. Ability rank doesn't just affect power. It limits how far you can grow. Weight limits. I blinked. Never heard that before. She chuckled. You're from Black Rock City. It's a bit provincial. Those who awaken a lower rank ability are capped at Tier 1, never able to advance. Middle rank can reach Tier 3, while upper rank can grow up to Tier 6. King rank abilities cap at Tier 9. God rank? Unknown for now. Ming Lan continued. Even your strongest in Black Rock City is only peak Tier 3. Because he awakened a middle rank ability, he hit his ceiling. In remote places like Black Rock, awakening higher ranks is nearly impossible. Not just because high-rank awakening relics are rare, but because the proper awakening rites are missing. Luo Tian felt immense relief. Saving her had been the right call. Even with the Thunder Dragon's demon core, without the rite, he might never have awakened. Ming Lan said softly, "I'll use my family's secret ritual to help you awaken, as repayment for saving me. But you must keep it secret." 3 days later, Ming Lan had prepared the array. It was called the Moonlight Awakening Array, a ritual that, under midnight's quiet and guided by moonlight, refines the soul and amplifies perception 100-fold. She looked at Luo Tian, sitting in the circle, and said, "Only this will let you truly sense the essence within an awakening relic and absorb it. Are you ready? I'm activating the array." With that, she released her wind ability. The array ignited. Mystic runes flared to life. Energy wrapped Luo Tian up. The sensation was almost transcendent. Minglan whispered in his ear, "Don't lose focus. Sense the power inside the Thunder Dragon's demon core. Approach it, fuse with it." The thunderous power from the demon core poured into the point between his brows. In an instant, Luo Tian stood within a strange inner domain, everywhere crackling with primordial lightning. This must be the core of the Thunder Dragon, he realized. The lightning here was the creature's very essence. He reached out, tentatively drawing in the core's lightning. To his surprise, the essence didn't lash back destructively. Instead, it felt absorbable. He felt a slight surge of strength. Is this awakening? He pushed harder, rapidly consuming the lightning essence. The lightning swirled around him as he siphoned it in. Under his relentless pull, the demon core finally dissolved, fully absorbed. Power flooded his body, old wounds knit closed. Someone called out, "Luo Tian, are you awake? How's the awakening?" He answered, "It went well. The lightning feels like an extension of my arms, easy to command. But why is it blue? I sensed violet thunder in the core." Minglan replied, "That's normal. You just awakened. You can't fully master a king rank ability yet, so it won't display at full potency." He asked after her wounds. Minglan waved a hand. "I'll be fine, but test your new power on me. Let's see what you can do." With that, Luo Tian launched a tentative bolt of his newly awakened lightning at her. Minglan commented, "Not bad. That lightning's strong. He's just awakened and already hit peak tier 1. But he's got no technique. His strikes are scattered and unfocused. He needs more practice." Hearing that, Luo Tian grinned, summoning his blood axe. "Then how about this move?" The sudden transformation left Ming Lan momentarily frozen. Seizing the chance, Luo Tian swung the axe, channeling lightning through it as he lunged toward her. But Ming Lan quickly recovered, raising her sword and unleashing her wind ability to block the attack. Boom! The impact sent her skidding back several meters. She steadied herself almost immediately. "That transformation of yours," she said, astonished. "When combined with lightning, your power doubles. I nearly couldn't stop that. You're already fighting at a peak tier 2 level." Luo Tian dismissed the axe and smiled. "Guess I just got lucky." Minglan smiled back but spoke seriously. "King rank abilities are extremely rare. Out of 10,000 awakeners, maybe one gets it. But they always grant a unique secondary power. For example, mine, Mastery of the Wind, lets me fly. Keep training, and you'll discover your own special trait." "Wait, really? I thought all wind users could fly." Luo Tian said. Minglan burst out laughing. If that were true, the sky would be crowded. She sheathed her sword and said, "I should go. Luo Tian, you've awakened a king rank ability and wield the blood axe itself. Your potential is limitless. Come to Star City. Only there can you truly grow. Blackrock City's too small for you now." Luo Tian nodded firmly. "I'll go." No sooner had he spoken than she rose into the air. Her voice echoed down from the sky. "Don't forget, little Luo Tian. I'll be waiting." Staring at the horizon, Luo Tian murmured, "Star City. I'll make it there." 2 days later, he arrived at the exit of the secret realm. "Weird," he muttered. "No one around?" Usually this place is crawling with awakeners. Too quiet. Not even birds, he frowned. Then a voice came from the shadows. Luo Tian, finally. Luo Tian turned to see Imo Dongsheng leaning casually against a rock wall, smirking. Took you long enough. Locking down this portal almost got me exposed. You were waiting for me? Luo Tian asked coldly. I don't even know you. Imo Dongsheng chuckled. Don't know me? The patrol chief's son playing dumb? Come on, kid. Old Mo's a name everyone in Blackrock knows. Imo Dongsheng sneered. Hand over the wind spirit pearl. For your father's sake, I'll spare you. Luo Tian replied coldly. Believe it or not, I already gave the pearl to Miss Ming. Imo Dongsheng flew into a rage. Stubborn fool. Kill him. Then the pearl will be mine. His hands flared with golden light as he channeled his middle-rank ability, the Vajra fist, and struck at Luo Tian. Luo Tian answered without hesitation. He summoned the blood axe, transformed, and traded blows with him. Axe versus fist, evenly matched. Kid, I didn't expect you to be this strong. But this ends now. Imo Dongsheng snarled. A moment later, countless golden fists surged in, an obvious attempt to finish Luo Tian off. Luo Tian roared back, slamming the axe and channeling lightning. If you want to die, don't blame me. Perfect. Your death will fuel my newest technique. Instant thunder slash, strangling kill, he declared. The sky-filling fists were cleaved apart by the blood axe. Before Imo Dongsheng could recover, the axe crashed into him. A tremendous explosion rocked the area. Staring at his damaged hand, Imo Dongsheng stammered, Impossible. Your aura is new. You shouldn't be this strong. That strike nearly reached peak tier 2 levels. How could you be this powerful? He gasped. Inside, Luo Tian grinned. Only days ago, he couldn't stand against Ross. Now he had bested a powerful tier 2 high level. The taste of that growth was intoxicating. Luo Tian leveled the blood axe at him. How did you learn my identity? He demanded. Imo Dongsheng begged. I'll tell you, please don't kill me. Ross told me the secret before he died. If I could take it back, I'd never have known. Luo Tian's gaze went cold. He hoped Imo Dongsheng would be the last to know the blood axe's secret. Without mercy, he ended Imo Dongsheng's life. Go in peace. Secrets die with the dead, he thought grimly. Afterwards, Luo Tian exited the secret realm. At the exit, a man challenged him. Kid, wasn't the portal sealed by Imo Dongsheng? How did you get out? Luo Tian's eyes glowed red as he warned. Don't ask what you shouldn't. Watch your tongue if you value your life. The man trembled at the sight, visibly shaken. Watching Luo Tian's retreating figure, the man murmured, What a terrifying stare, full of murderous intent. A little later, Luo Tian checked his phone, thoughts roiling. Luo Tian glanced at his phone, 75 missed calls from Uncle Lin. He quickly called back, but before he could say a word, Uncle Lin's angry voice exploded through the speaker. You little brat, finally decided to call me? You vanished into that secret realm for over 10 days. I thought you were dead. I even sent people in to look for you. Sorry, Uncle Lin, Luo Tian said sheepishly. No signal in there. Was it something urgent? Uncle Lin sighed. Nothing too serious. Just get some rest and come see me tomorrow. Hanging up, Luo Tian exhaled. 10 days inside the Blackrock secret realm, but he had done it. He'd awakened his ability. Staring at the night lights of Blackrock City, the world felt distant and unreal. Home first, he thought. I need a good night's sleep. The next morning, his alarm blared. Half asleep, Luo Tian slammed a fist down, alarm destroyed. He flopped back onto the bed. Another alarm started ringing. Another punch silenced it. Soon every clock in the room joined the chorus. Luo Tian snapped upright, shouting, Enough already! Rubbing his forehead, he muttered, Can't sleep anymore. Gotta see Uncle Lin. He dressed and washed in record time. Moments later, he bolted out the door. Crap, I'm gonna be late. A cab driver waved. Hey kid, need a ride? Luo Tian smiled and shook his head. Thanks, but I'll pass. Why bother with taxis? He thought, I'm an awakener now. Lightning surged around him, his speed 10 times faster than before. In the blink of an eye, he arrived at the Awakeners Association. The moment Luo Tian stepped into the association hall, Uncle Lin rushed over, slapping his shoulder hard. You brat, finally decided to show up? You had me worried sick. Luo Tian chuckled. Uncle Lin, you were looking for me? What's going on? Uncle Lin grinned mysteriously, pulling a small box from his coat. Yeah, I've got something good for you. He opened it to reveal a faintly glowing blue crystal. This ability stone is top grade among the mid-tier ones. Took me a lot of effort to get it. Try it out. See if it helps you awaken. Luo Tian quickly waved his hands. No need, Uncle Lin. I don't need it anymore. What's this? Think of mid-tier stones beneath you now. Uncle Lin raised a brow. Of course not. Luo Tian said earnestly. It's precious. You've helped me get so many stones over the years. Even if they didn't work, I've never forgotten your kindness. Uncle Lin crossed his arms. Then why refuse this one? Relax, I can afford it. After all, I'm a Tier 3 Awakener and the chairman of the association. Luo Tian smiled faintly. Actually, I've already awakened. Uncle Lin froze, then burst into laughter. You what? You awakened? That's fantastic. So, what rank is your ability? Luo Tian grinned, enjoying the moment. King rank. What? Uncle Lin's eyes widened. King rank? Are you serious? Without warning, he threw a testing kick. Let's see about that. Luo Tian sidestepped easily, once, twice, 3 times. Not a single strike landed. With a smirk, Luo Tian let lightning spark from his fingertips, lightly tapping Uncle Lin's foot. Uh-oh. Uncle Lin muttered as his body went rigid, frozen in place. Luo Tian laughed. Uncle Lin, why are you doing the splits all of a sudden? Uncle Lin's face twitched. You brat. Stop laughing and help me up already. Uncle Lin marveled. King rank abilities are extraordinary. You just awakened and already hit peak tier 1. Even without using my power, I can't suppress you. If your father knew, he'd be ecstatic. Luo Tian asked, Uncle Lin, about my father. Do you know where he went? He recalled. When he disappeared, everyone assumed he was dead. But I never believed it was that simple. Whether he's still alive, I don't know. Luo Tian added. Back then, he and I ventured into a strange, secret realm and were caught in a catastrophe. Thousands of awakeners inside died. Only my father and I survived, thanks to the blood axe we found there. Uncle Lin shook his head. You were suppressed by the blood axe and couldn't awaken. Your father wasn't satisfied with that. He likely chased leads back to that realm. Luo Tian pressed. Can you tell me where that realm is? Uncle Lin produced a small box, the runic seal box, and said, I knew you'd ask. Drip a drop of blood on it. Luo Tian obeyed, pricking his finger and letting one drop fall onto the box. Uncle Lin said gravely, I've encoded the realm's data inside this box. It will only open once you surpass me, reach tier 4. Do not try to open it prematurely. If you're not strong enough, going in would be suicide, he warned. Luo Tian gripped the box and said, Thank you, Uncle Lin. I understand. Uncle Lin patted his shoulder. Now that you've awakened, you should study abilities systematically. Any plans? Luo Tian answered, Go to Star City's Ability Academy. It's one of the South's best. Your father and I attended. Only as auditors, but if you get in, he'd be proud. Soon, Luo Tian boarded the high-speed train bound for Star City. As he closed his eyes to rest, a man beside him stood and said, Excuse me, mind if I get out for a moment? Luo Tian rose and moved to let him pass. But something fell off. He called out, Wait a second. The man turned. Yes? What's up? Luo Tian demanded. You stole something and planned to walk off with it? The man panicked. What are you talking about? I'll sue you for slander. Luo Tian retorted. Then explain why this wallet is in your pocket. The man struggled, pleading. You're an awakener. Interfering in civilians' affairs isn't appropriate. Luo Tian was speechless. Do you even hear yourself? You stole my wallet, man. When the train stopped, he handed the thief over to the police. Just as he was about to leave, a voice called out from behind. Hey, were you just doing a good deed back there? Luo Tian turned around, puzzled. Do I know you? A handsome young man walked up with a grin. You're Luo Tian, right? I'm Chun Hao. Uncle Lin sent me to pick you up. Luo Tian shook his hand. Nice to meet you, Brother Hao. Thanks for coming. Inwardly, he muttered, so this flashy guy is the Chun Hao Uncle Lin mentioned? Chun Hao waved casually. No big deal. I used to be the only official student from Black Rock City in Star City's Ability Academy. Now that you're here, I've got company. On the way, Luo Tian briefly explained the pickpocket incident. Chun Hao burst out laughing. Wait, so you weren't being heroic, you got robbed? Ha ha ha. A mighty awakener getting his wallet stolen. That's a first. To change the subject, Luo Tian asked seriously, Brother Hao, what's the entrance exam like for the academy? Any tips? Chun Hao smirked. Exam? You don't need one. King rank ability is the ultimate pass. Just stand in front of the test panel, and the admission officers will worship you like a celebrity. Soon, they arrived at Star City Ability Academy. At the gate, a security guard stepped out and stopped Chun Hao's sports car. Chun Hao frowned. Me? You're stopping my car. The guard replied coldly. That's right. You crashed into a barrier last time. The student council banned you from driving inside campus. Chun Hao cursed under his breath. That which Ming Lan must have reported me again. The guard raised his recorder. Oh, you're calling the discipline minister a witch? How about that on tape? Chun Hao froze. No, big bro, it was wrong, okay? Totally my fault. He hurriedly pulled out a pack of cigarettes. Here, take this. Consider my apology, all right? The guard sneered. Bribery too? That's an extra offense. They finally had to walk into the campus. Luo Tian glanced around and asked, Brother Hao, what's with this Ming Lan? You seem kind of scared of her. Chun Hao rolled his eyes. Scared? Of that witch? We're classmates in second year. She's the head of the student council's discipline division. Cold as ice, no mercy at all. Even her own classmates get punished. And if you argue, she'll beat you into the floor. Luo Tian blinked. Wait, you can actually hit people on campus. Chun Hao sighed. You'll learn soon enough. In this academy, strength is everything. Technically, fighting's forbidden, but call it a training duel, and boom, all good. The council decides what's a duel or a beating. Luo Tian muttered, Man, that's brutal. Is there even justice here? Chun Hao groaned. Justice? Please. I barely hit tier 2, and she jumped to tier 3 last week. Total monster. Luo Tian finally understood. So that's why Ming Lan fought for the Wind Spirit Orb, to push her limits. She was just as fierce in the academy as in the field. No wonder Chun Hao looked traumatized. Chun Hao pointed ahead. That's the new student assessment center. Go take the test. It's just formality. I'll wait outside and show you your dorm later. Luo Tian nodded, walked inside, and handed a form to the staff. Excuse me, sir. I'm here for the entrance assessment. The male instructor skimmed through the form. You're a bit late. Enrollment closed over a month ago. Then his eyes suddenly widened. The form read, Name, Luo Tian Ability Rank, King. You're Luo Tian? The one who awakened King Rank Lightning. The teacher jumped to his feet, shaking Luo Tian's hand. Quick, let's test it. If that's true, I'll enroll you immediately. Luo Tian raised his hand, lightning crackling across his palm. The detector blazed with blinding blue light. It's real, the instructor gasped. A genuine king rank, and one of the strongest types at that. Laughing with excitement, he said, We still have one special admission slot left. Perfect timing. I'll handle your admission right now. But suddenly, a cold voice interrupted. Hold it. A well-dressed man in a formal suit appeared at the doorway, sharp eyes locking onto Luo Tian.
Guys, that's the end of the video. If you liked this video, please leave a comment in the comment section. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Like the video and share it too. Thank you for watching and see you next time again.